The Ukrainian defense forces have hit the military arsenal of the Russian occupiers in Bryansk region. Krasnodar region reported drone attack, explosions heard in Yeisk, and how Kremlin prepares Russian regions for long war. The latest news next. The Ukrainian defense forces have hit the military arsenal of the Russian occupiers. Last night, units of the unmanned systems forces of the armed forces of Ukraine, jointly with other components of the defense forces, conducted a strike on the 67th arsenal of the main missile and artillery directorate of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation in the Bryansk region. According to the available information, the arsenal stored ammunition for missile and artillery systems, including those delivered from North Korea, as well as glide bombs. Much of the ammunition was stored in the open. Explosions were recorded on the territory of the arsenal. It is reported that local authorities have blocked the road near the arsenal. The results of the combat operation are being updated. Striking such arsenals creates serious logistical problems for the Russian army, thus significantly reducing the offensive capabilities of the occupiers on threatened axis. To be continued. Glory to Ukraine. In Russia's Krasnodar region, air defense systems were activated on the night of October 9th in response to detected drones. Explosions were heard in Yeisk amid the drone attack, according to the governor of Krasnodar Krai, Veniamin Kondratyev, and local sources. The threat of an air attack involving drones in this Russian region was reported around midnight. Later, social media users mentioned hearing explosions in several localities, with reports of air defense activity and drones being shot down. According to Telegram channels in Yeisk, where a Russian military airfield is located, there appeared to be a significant number of drones. The Russian edition, Astra, also reported that Yeisk residents had confirmed explosions in the city. Local public channels in Yeisk noted the danger from drone debris due to air defense operations and reported a fire in the area. After 2 a.m. local time, the governor of Krasnodar, Veniamin Kondratyev, confirmed that the Sherbinovsky district had been hit by drones overnight. In the village of Shabelskaya, debris from downed drone caused windows to shatter and damaged a gas pipe on private property. For safety reasons, the gas supply was cut off and the fire was extinguished. There are no casualties, the official wrote on his Telegram channel. He added that emergency and specialized services were working at the scene. About air attacks on Yeisk, to the west of the settlement lies a large airfield, home to the 959th Bomber Aviation Regiment, part of the 1st Guards Composite Aviation Division. The regiment is equipped with Su-24 frontline bombers. This airfield is heavily utilized by the Russian military for strikes against Ukrainian territory, as it is located about 150 kilometers from the front lines in the Zaporizhia direction. According to analysts, the airfield functions as an advanced air base for the Russian army. This is not the first time the airfield has been targeted by drone strikes. In April, for instance, Yeisk was hit by a large-scale drone attack, with residents reporting at least 10 explosions and the active deployment of air defense systems over the city. Additionally, in June, Russia reported another drone attack on Yeisk, where the military airfield is located. In September, Russian forces reportedly used chemical munitions against the Ukrainian army 250 times, according to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. It is noted that since the onset of Russia's full-scale invasion and as of September 24, 2024, there have been 4,228 recorded instances of the enemy using munitions equipped with hazardous chemical substances. Specifically, this includes K-51 and RGVO munitions, which are crowd control measures and prohibited for use as weapons of war. There is also a significant portion of munitions containing dangerous chemical compounds of unidentified types. Russia continues to grossly violate the rules of warfare, disregarding norms and obligations under the Convention on the Prohibition of the Development, Production, Stockpiling and Use of Chemical Weapons and on their destruction. On the night of October 9th, Russian forces launched 3 ballistic missiles and 22 drones at Ukraine. The country's air defense shot down 21 drones, while one returned to Russia, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. The report says, on the night of October 9th, 2024, the enemy attacked the Poltava region with 3 Iskander-M and Ka-23 ballistic missiles from the Kursk region, as well as 22 strike UAVs from Primorsk-Akhtarsk and Cape Chauda. Air defense response. The defense effort included aviation, anti-aircraft missile troops, electronic warfare units, and mobile fire groups from the Ukrainian Air Force and Defense Forces. As a result of the air battle, 21 enemy drones were shot down in the Odessa, Vinnytsia, and Kiev regions. Another strike drone returned in the direction of Russia, the Air Force added. Russia is not planning to abandon its military aggression against Ukraine anytime soon, despite the adverse effects on its economy. To finance the war, the Kremlin is beginning to prepare regions for a belt-tightening strategy, according to the Center for Countering Disinformation under Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council. Experts have noted that although there has been a trend of budget cuts for regional needs in Russia since the beginning of the year, the Kremlin is only now beginning to acknowledge to the public that citizens will have to sacrifice certain interests for the prolonged war against Ukraine. Recently, Valentina Matvienko, Speaker of the Federation Council, urged the governors to save money in light of President dictator Vladimir Putin's decision to allocate a third of the state budget for the continuation of the war. According to the Russian official, regional leaders need to focus on savings and abandon large infrastructure projects. The issue, as highlighted by the Center for Countering Disinformation, is that the draft budget for Russia for 2025 includes a 10% reduction in financial support for regions following a 9% cut last year. Funding is also being cut for problems regions in Russia that have historically served the Kremlin as a means to buy the loyalty of local elites during Putin's rule, the Post states. Experts conclude that with calls to tighten belts, Russian authorities signal to regional leaders that the cannon fodder they have provided for the war over the years is no longer sufficient. Resources that could have been used to build roads, schools, and hospitals will also be diverted to the war, the center adds. The budget for Russia in 2024 saw a significant increase in federal spending, totaling $412.5 billion, with the budget deficit of $9.5 billion, highlighting a record level of defense expenditures. Earlier reports indicated that, according to experts, the Kremlin aims to recruit at least 225,000 contract soldiers into the Russian army annually, with such plans set for the next 3 years. The draft budget expenditures for Russia from 2025 to 2027 show that the Kremlin has allocated 90 billion rubles for one-time payments for contracts with the Ministry of Defense, 30 billion rubles each year. The Pentagon is deciding whether to postpone the Ramstein meeting in Germany scheduled for Saturday, the 12th of October, due to the hurricane and U.S. President Joe Biden's change of plans, reported by Voice of America, citing a statement by Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh during a briefing.
Due to Hurricane Milton, President Biden is no longer traveling to Ramstein to participate in the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. We are still working through what that means for the Secretary's schedule.
About details, when asked whether the Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting would be postponed to coincide with the NATO Defense Ministers meeting on the 17th and the 19th of October, the Pentagon said it had not yet made a final decision.
We are just figuring it out right now. So when there are more updates to provide, I certainly will. But, the president just pulled down his trip just this morning. So again, we are working through those details. When we have more, we'll provide it.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.